can't make the power play any worse if you don't earn a penalty against the other team to have a chance to improve it. Yeah, and you can't improve it either if you don't cough up the puck enough so the other team has possession so you can have a chance to tie it late on the power play, and instead you only have 8 seconds left on the game clock. Preds lose 2-1 to the Florida Panthers the immediate night after a miracle comeback against those same Panthers in the same building. I guess the positive out of this game compared to how the Preds have been playing previously, that it was a relatively low-scoring game until the final whistle. Unfortunately, the Preds players forgot that Pekka can't score a goal if the other net is not empty, and they kind of had to pull him because they were trailing in that final minute to tie the game themselves. As I alluded to in the intro, Pekka Rinne got the well-deserved start tonight after coming on in relief yesterday and leading the team to a comeback victory. Unlike previous games this past week, no penalties taken by the Preds, which is good because it sets them up well, because they also remember that they can score first and try to take control of a game, and that's what they do, at least early, as Josi carries the puck into the Panthers zone and he sends in Sissons all alone and he scores to make it 1-0 Nashville. The Panthers would have some great A chances to tie the game after that Sissons opening goal throughout the first, much less on this power play that they had in the latter half of the first period. But you know what they say, that your best penalty killer is quite often your goalie, and it was with Rinne in the first, as yes, Nashville would still lead 1-0 after one, but the Panthers had given the Preds a beating on the shot clock, outshooting them 20-5 after the first period. Not a good trend moving forward, as it would turn out. The Preds' offensive pressure keeps coming in the second period, and there's only so much the Preds can do to keep the puck out, as the Panthers finally break through 6 minutes into the second period on a goal by Barkov, and the game is tied at 1. The Preds are unable to stem the offensive pressure throughout the second period by the Panthers, and in the latter half of the second period, they are pinched in their own zone, much pressure by the Panthers once again, and eventually there is nothing the Preds can do. Rinne may be upset after this goal goes in, but Verhaeghe gives the Panthers a 2-1 lead. Panthers would still lead by that 2-1 score after 40 minutes. Rinne was playing out of his mind up to this point. I love Saros, but I'm afraid that the score might have been 3 or 4-0 after 2 with the pressure the Panthers were getting from the Preds defense. In the third period, the pressure again is once again tense between these two newly minted rivals due to the situation that the world is in. Nashville is able to prevent Florida from getting an insurance goal through most of the third, and Florida is able to prevent Nashville from tying it too early. As I hinted at, no scoring through most of the third period, and the game would get into the latter half. Late in the period, the Preds are trying to control possession of the puck so they can pull Rinne, but Florida is doing a good job of not letting Nashville set up so they can get the extra man on the ice. That would prove costly for the Preds, because once they finally do get possession, Florida takes a delayed penalty and Nashville can't get it through its head to turn the puck over to Florida, so the ref will blow the whistle, because when they finally do, they only have 8 seconds left on the clock. That may seem like a decent amount, but it's really not enough to set up in the offensive zone, win the faceoff, and get a play you like to try and tie it before the final whistle goes. Florida wins 2-1. After the shot totals were so outnumbering the Preds through the first 40 minutes, Nashville would outshoot Florida in the third period 11-7, but it was too little, too late in this one. I guess the positives out of this game start with the fact of how well Rinne played in this game, and he should be the starter moving forward until he loses the job. But he deserved a much better effort from his teammates in front of him for how hard he worked against the Panthers. No power play goals scored with that one chance of only 8 seconds, but also the Preds did not allow the Panthers to score on either of their 2 chances, so that's another plus. Ryan Johansson missed this game for the Preds. Hopefully he's okay, because the last thing this team needs right now is a big hole at their center depth. You got the weekend off to rest up before back-to-back games back in Nashville versus heavily favored Tampa. Take these positives out of these 2 games and keep working it, boys. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, hit like if you liked this video. Hit subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all of Preds Nation that come Monday versus Tampa, Pekka's got his job back.